Most people think that day starts in the morning, but it doesn't. The next day often begins at the night before. The way people sleep, scroll, overthink, and emotionally end their day quietly affects everything that comes after it. Energy levels, mood, focus, motivation, patience, and emotional stability, all of it gets shaped during the nighttime. Instead of slowing down, people usually overstimulate themselves until exhaustion. Instead of resting, they scroll endlessly, and instead of mentally ending their day, they carry the pressure, the unfinished thoughts directly to their bed. Also, the next morning feels heavy even before the day has properly started. The problem is not that the people are tired. The problem is that they never truly recover. The distractions protect people from themselves. Their work, college, conversations, and responsibilities, something is always happening. The brain keeps moving fast enough to avoid sitting with the emotions for too long. At night time, silence removes the distractions, and once everything slows down, the mind catches up with the emotions that were ignored throughout the day. And that's why the brain starts revisiting the unfinished emotions at night. Book Why We Sleep, the sleep scientist Matthew Walker explains that sleep is deeply connected to emotional regulation and mental recovery, which means sleep is not just rest. Sleep affects emotional balance, stress level, focus, memory, and anxiety. Sleep affects the brain's ability to recover mentally. So when people sleep with emotional exhaustion, mental overstimulation, and with constant anxiety, the next day is naturally affected too. And in the modern world, people consume hundreds of things before going to bed, and the brain never receives a signal that the day is ending. And because of that, people are technically sleeping but not really rest, and that's how poor nights create heavy mornings. People wake up irritated, mentally tired, emotionally unmotivated, and overwhelmed. Focus becomes weaker and patience disappears. And then this creates a dangerous cycle. Bad nights, exhausted mornings, and unproductive days. And the cycle keeps on repeating. So fixing this is more about learning how to properly end one single day. Now we know that most people do not enter sleep peacefully. They often crash into it. After hours of noise and pressure, the brain is suddenly expected to sleep immediately, as if the mind has an on and off switch. That's why fixing nighttime is about helping your brain slowly understand that the day is finally over. And one of the biggest mistakes people do is carrying the mental clutter to sleep. Thoughts stay scattered and nothing is mentally organized. That's why writing down few thoughts, tasks, worries, or priorities in such a way the brain stops trying to remember everything through the night, because the brain already knows that the thoughts are acknowledged somewhere. Another problem is people consume too much information before sleep. The brain spends entire day processing information already, and the night time has also become an extension of stimulation. So sometimes the healthiest thing to do is not adding more information to the mind. Preparing for the next day the night before can also help more than people think. Even small things like deciding the priorities for tomorrow, preparing clothes, or packing the bags earlier, this reduces unnecessary stress in the next morning. The brain wakes up feeling less chaotic and with fewer decisions to make. Rest is not earned only after perfectionism. People often refuse themselves proper sleep because they think they haven't done enough for the day. They go to bed without satisfaction and with disappointment. So sometimes it's healthier to accepting that the day is already finished, whether it is perfect or not. It's not just about accepting the day, but it is also about accepting yourself. Because the mind cannot recover in an environment where it feels constantly attacked. So you can fix your time to go to bed, to put an end for the day, and to yourself, so you can sleep peacefully. So in the end, you just need to know how to slow down, and about learning how to rest without guilt. Learning how to emotionally end the day instead of emotionally escaping from it. Because nighttime is not just about ending one day. Sometimes it also defines the quality of the next one.